What happens when the person you count on most turns away when you need them the most? Sometimes, the smallest act of love in the darkest hour can change everything you thought you knew about your marriage. Have you ever felt alone in your own marriage? A baby monitor crackles softly in the dark. Melissa rocks Noah in her arms, her eyes heavy, the nursery lit only by the glow of the nightlight. The old rocking chair creaks with every movement. She hums a lullaby, her voice thin and tired. Noah fusses, tiny fists waving. Melissa whispers, "Shh, it's okay, sweet boy. Mommy's here." She glances at the clock, 2:17 a.m. Her head throbs, but she keeps rocking. Down the hall, Derek's alarm buzzes. He groans, rolling over, and silences it. Melissa listens, hoping he'll come check on them. He doesn't. The next morning, sunlight peeks through the blinds. Melissa stumbles into the kitchen, Noah on her hip. Derek sits at the table, scrolling through his phone. "Rough night?" he asks, not looking up. Melissa nods, rubbing her eyes. "He was up every hour. I barely slept." Derek shrugs, sipping his coffee. "I've got a big meeting. I need to be sharp." Melissa sets Noah in his bouncer and starts making toast. Her hands shake as she spreads butter. The toast burns. She sighs, tossing it in the trash. Derek stands, grabbing his bag. "You'll be okay, right? Moms just handle this stuff." She forces a smile. "Yeah, I'll be fine." Derek leans in for a quick kiss, but Melissa turns away, busying herself with dishes. He doesn't notice. The day drags on. Melissa changes diapers, folds laundry, and rocks Noah through his cries. The chair groans under her weight, the only sound in the quiet house. She glances at her phone. No messages, no offers of help. By evening, Melissa's eyes burn. She sits on the nursery floor, Noah finally asleep in her lap. She stares at the rocking chair, its paint chipped, fabric worn thin. It feels like her, used up, barely holding together. Derek comes home late, loosening his tie. He peeks into the nursery. "Long day?" he asks, voice low. Melissa nods, too tired to answer. He kisses her forehead and heads to the living room, turning on the TV. Melissa watches him go, her heart heavy. She wants to scream, to beg for help, but the words stick in her throat. She rocks Noah again, the chair creaking in the silence. Later, she stands at the window, watching the streetlights flicker. The house is quiet, except for Noah's soft breathing and the distant sound of Derek's laughter from the TV. Melissa wipes a tear from her cheek. She feels invisible, just a shadow moving through the night, holding everything together alone. She closes her eyes, wishing for rest, for help, for someone to notice how hard she's trying. The rocking chair creaks one more time as she settles in for another long night. The smell of burnt toast fills the kitchen. Melissa waves a dish towel, coughing as the smoke. Alarm beeps. Noah cries from his bouncer, his tiny fists waving in the air. Melissa's phone buzzes on the counter, another reminder for a doctor's appointment she's already missed. Derek walks in, adjusting his tie. He glances at the smoke. "Burnt again?" Melissa sighs, rubbing her forehead. "I just forgot. I'm so tired, Derek." He shrugs, pouring himself coffee. "You need to get more organized. Moms just handle this stuff, right?" She sets the ruined toast in the trash, her jaw tight. "I'm doing my best. I barely slept last night." Derek sips his coffee, scrolling through his phone. "I've got a lot on my plate too, Mel. Work's been crazy." Melissa snaps, her voice sharp. "You act like I'm not working too. I'm here all day, every day. I can't do everything alone." He looks up, surprised. "I never said you had to do everything. Just, moms know how to handle babies. You're better at it." She turns away, her eyes burning. "That's not fair." The doorbell rings, Breaking the tension, Jasmine steps in, her arms full of groceries. She takes one look at Melissa and frowns. "You look wiped out, girl." Melissa forces a smile. "It's just been a rough week." Jasmine sets the bags down and scoops up Noah, bouncing him gently. "When's the last time you got more than 4 hours of sleep?" Melissa laughs, but it's hollow. "I can't remember." Jasmine glances at Derek, then back at Melissa. "You need help. You can't do this by yourself." Derek raises his eyebrows. "She's got it under control. She's a great mom." Jasmine gives him a look. "Being a great mom doesn't mean she has to do it alone, Derek." He shrugs, heading for the door. "I'll be late tonight. Big meeting." Melissa watches him go, her hands shaking. Jasmine pulls her into a hug. "You need to speak up, Mel. You deserve support. You can't pour from an empty cup." Melissa blinks back tears. "I don't even know how to ask anymore. He just doesn't get it." Jasmine squeezes her shoulder. "Make him get it. You're not a robot. You're allowed to need help." Melissa sits at the table, staring at her cold coffee. A memory flickers. Her mother sitting on the edge of her childhood bed, stroking her hair after a nightmare. "It's okay, sweetheart. I'm here. You're not alone." Melissa wishes she could be that strong for Noah. But right now, she just feels empty. Jasmine starts putting groceries away, humming softly to Noah. "You're a good mom, Mel. But you're also a person. Don't forget that." Melissa nods, her voice small. "Thanks, Jas." Jasmine smiles, handing her a fresh cup of coffee. "You got this, but you don't have to do it alone." Melissa sips the coffee, the warmth helping a little. But inside, resentment simmers. She glances at the clock, realizing she's late for another appointment. She grabs her keys, kisses Noah's head, and heads out, her mind spinning. As the day drags on, Melissa's patience with Derek wears thinner and thinner. Every time he brushes her off, the anger inside her grows. Have you ever felt overwhelmed by responsibility while your partner stayed on the sidelines? How did you cope? Share your story below. That night, Melissa rocks Noah in the nursery, the chair creaking under her. She closes her eyes, wishing for sleep, for help, for someone to notice how hard she's trying. The house is dark except for the soft glow of the nursery nightlight. Melissa rocks Noah gently, her eyes heavy with exhaustion. His cries pierce the silence, sharp and unrelenting. She hums a lullaby, but her voice cracks. Noah's cries grow louder. Melissa's hands shake as she tries to soothe him. She glances at the clock, 3:42 a.m. She sighs, her body aching. Down the hall, Derek's door creaks open. He steps into the nursery, rubbing his eyes. "I'm not good with babies, Mel," he says quietly. "I need to sleep for work." Melissa looks up, tears streaming. "I can't do this alone, Derek. Please, help me." He shakes his head, voice tired. "I'm sorry, but I just can't. You know how important this job is." Melissa's anger flares. "So I'm supposed to be a zombie all day? You don't care how hard this is for me?" Derek's face tightens. "That's not fair. I'm doing what I can." She stands, voice trembling. "Doing what you can? You're not doing anything. I'm drowning here." Derek steps back, frustration clear. "Maybe if you weren't so demanding, I could help more." Melissa's hands clench into fists. "Demanding. I'm begging for help. I'm begging you to be a father." The argument escalates, voices rising, but never shouting. Pain and hurt fill the room. Melissa's untouched cup of coffee sits on the dresser, cold and forgotten, a symbol of everything she sacrificed. Derek's voice softens, but still defensive. "I don't know how to do this. I'm scared I'll mess up." Melissa's tears fall freely. I'm scared too, but we're supposed to be in this together. The silence that follows is heavy. Both feel misunderstood, alone, despite sharing the same space. Melissa retreats to the bedroom, pulling the covers over her head. She feels broken, exhausted, and more isolated than ever. She stares at the ceiling, the weight of the night pressing down. She decides she can't keep asking for help that isn't coming. She will carry this burden alone. The days blend together, each one heavy with exhaustion. Melissa moves through the house like a shadow, feeding Noah, changing diapers, folding laundry, barely speaking to Derek. Their words are short, clipped, and mostly about the baby. The old rocking chair creaks through every sleepless night. Melissa's eyes are dull as she stares at her cold coffee, untouched on the counter. Derek leaves early and comes home late, always with an excuse. Long day, he mumbles, heading straight for the shower. Melissa barely looks up. She's stopped asking for help. Jasmine drops by one afternoon, her arms full of groceries. She takes one look at Melissa and shakes her head. You look wiped, Mel. When's the last time you slept? Melissa shrugs, voice flat. I don't remember. Noah's been fussy. Derek's busy. Jasmine sits beside her, squeezing her hand. You can't do this alone. You need boundaries, Mel. You deserve respect. Derek can't just check out because he's scared or tired. Melissa sighs, her voice trembling. He doesn't listen. I'm so tired of asking. Jasmine's tone is gentle but firm. Make him listen. You matter, Mel. You're not just a mom. You're a person. You need rest, too. Melissa nods, but her eyes are full of doubt. Later that week, Patricia Harper stops by with a casserole. She smiles, setting it on the table. You look tired, dear. But that's just motherhood. We all go through it. Melissa forces a smile. It's been rough. Patricia pats her hand. You just need to toughen up. Babies are hard, but you'll get used to it. Derek was the same way, never slept through the night. I managed just fine. Melissa's heart sinks. She feels even more alone. Thanks, Patricia. Patricia hugs her, oblivious. You're doing great. Just hang in there. After Patricia leaves, Melissa stands at the sink, her hands shaking. She looks at her reflection in the window, pale, worn, and invisible. She texts Jasmine. I don't know how much longer I can do this. Jasmine replies, You're stronger than you think, but you shouldn't have to be this strong alone. Melissa's health starts to slip. She wakes up dizzy, her head pounding. Her patience with Noah thins, and she cries quietly in the bathroom, careful not to wake him. If you were in Melissa's shoes, would you keep asking for help or try to handle it all alone? Why? Let us know in the comments. One night, as she rocks Noah in the dark, Melissa feels her body give out. She fears she's reaching her limit and worries what will happen if she finally breaks. Noah's cries echo through the dark nursery. Melissa sits in the rocking chair, her eyelids heavy, her arms wrapped around her son. She hums softly, but her voice is weak. The room is warm and close. Her head droops, and before she knows it, her eyes close. A sharp wail jolts her awake. She snaps upright, heart pounding. The clock reads 2:48 a.m. Noah's face is red, tiny fists clenched. Melissa's arms ache, and guilt washes over her. I'm so sorry, baby. Mommy's here, she whispers, tears slipping down her cheeks. She tries to rock him, but her hands shake. Her breath comes in shallow gasps. She feels dizzy, her body screaming for rest. Noah keeps crying, and Melissa's own sobs join his. The hallway light flickers on. Derek steps into the nursery, rubbing his eyes. He stops in the doorway, taking in the scene. Melissa hunched over, crying. Noah wailing in her lap. He kneels beside her, voice soft for the first time in weeks. "Melissa, are you okay?" She shakes her head, unable to speak. Her shoulders shake with silent sobs. Derek gently takes Noah, rocking him awkwardly. He looks at Melissa, really looks at her. Her face is pale, eyes red, hair tangled. He's never seen her like this. He sits on the floor, holding Noah, who slowly quiets. Derek glances at Melissa, guilt twisting in his chest. "I'm sorry. I didn't know it was this bad." Melissa wipes her face, her voice barely a whisper. I can't do it all, Derek. I need help. I can't keep going like this." Derek nods, his own eyes filling. "I know. I see that now." As Noah finally drifts off, Derek lays him in the crib. He sits beside Melissa, the silence heavy between them. Derek's mind drifts back, a memory of himself as a boy, sitting alone in his room while his father worked late, always too tired to play or listen. He remembers promising himself, "I'll be there for my family. I'll be a better dad." He looks at Melissa, the weight of his own choices pressing down. He wants to help, but he's scared of messing up, scared of not being enough. Melissa stands, swaying on her feet. "I'm going to bed," she whispers, her voice flat. Derek nods, watching her leave. He stays in the nursery, listening to Noah's soft breaths, his own thoughts racing. For the first time, Derek questions himself. He wonders if he's becoming the father he swore he'd never be. Melissa, too tired to notice the change in Derek's eyes, collapses into bed. Her dreams are restless, filled with Noah's cries and her own. Derek sits in the dark, guilt and fear swirling inside him. He knows something has to change, but he's not sure how to begin. Noah's cries cut through the silence of the house. Melissa stirs, her body aching, but before she can get up, she hears footsteps down the hall. She sits up, confused, and listens. The nursery door is open a crack. Melissa peeks in and sees Derek, hair messy, eyes tired, rocking Noah in his arms. Derek hums a lullaby, his voice shaky but gentle. Noah squirms and fusses, but Derek keeps rocking, whispering, "It's okay, buddy. Daddy's here." Melissa stands in the doorway, her breath catching. Derek lays Noah on the changing table, fumbling with the diaper. He gets it wrong at first, wipes falling to the floor, but he tries again, determined. "Hang in there, little man. We'll figure this out," he murmurs. He finishes, wrapping Noah in the soft, blue blanket from Melissa's late grandmother. The blanket is worn but warm, a piece of family history. Derek holds Noah close, rocking him back and forth. "Shh, shh. Daddy's got you." Melissa wipes tears from her eyes. She steps into the room, her voice soft. "You're doing great, Derek." He looks up, surprised, but a small smile appears. "I'm trying. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I want to help." Melissa nods, her voice trembling. "That means everything." Derek sits in the rocking chair, Noah snuggled in the blue blanket. He pats the armrest beside him. Melissa sits, leaning her head on his shoulder. For the first time in weeks, the nursery feels warm and safe. Derek whispers, "I'm sorry, Mel. I should have helped sooner. I was scared I'd mess up." Melissa squeezes his hand. "We're both scared, but we can figure it out together." Noah's cries replaced by soft hiccups. Derek rocks him gently, humming the lullaby again. Melissa closes her eyes, letting the moment sink in. The blue blanket wraps around Noah, a symbol of comfort and new beginnings. Derek glances at Melissa, his eyes full of apology and hope. "I want to be here. For you. For him." Melissa smiles through her tears. "I believe you." They sit in silence, the only sound Noah's quiet breathing and the creak of the rocking chair. Have you ever witnessed a loved one change in a moment that mattered most? Did it shift your relationship? Share your story below. As the night deepens, the walls between Melissa and Derek begin to soften. In the quiet, they find each other again, tired, imperfect, but finally together. Morning light slips through the curtains. Melissa sits at the kitchen table, a fresh cup of coffee in her hands. Derek enters quietly, rubbing the back of his neck. He sits across from her, eyes searching her face. He takes a shaky breath. "Melissa, I'm sorry about everything. I should have helped more. I was scared. I didn't want to mess up as a dad. I thought if I stayed out of the way, I couldn't fail." Melissa looks down, her voice soft. "I felt so alone, Derek. I needed you. I needed a partner, not just someone who brings home a paycheck. I was drowning." Derek's voice cracks. "I know. I see that now. I'm sorry I let you carry it all. I want to do better. I want to be here. For you and for Noah." She nods, tears in her eyes. "Thank you. I just need you to try, even if it's messy." He reaches across the table, taking her hand. "I promise. No more hiding. No more excuses." A knock at the door interrupts them. Jasmine steps in, cheerful but concerned. "Hey, you two. How's it going?" Melissa manages a small smile. "Better. We're talking." Jasmine grins. "Good. Because you both need a plan. You can't do this alone, Mel. And Derek, you're part of the team now." Derek nods, determined. "I want to be." They sit together, Jasmine pulling out a notebook. "Let's make a list. What needs to get done each day? Who can do what?" Melissa laughs, the sound lighter than it's been in weeks. "I'll take mornings. Derek, can you handle bedtime?" Derek smiles. "Deal. And I'll do diaper duty after dinner," Jasmine adds. "And I'll come by on Thursdays to give you both a break." Melissa squeezes Jasmine's hand. "Thank you. I don't know what I'd do without you." Jasmine winks. "You'd survive, but it's easier with help." The phone rings. Melissa answers, surprised to hear Patricia's voice. "Hi, dear. I was thinking about our talk. I'm sorry if I made things harder. If you ever need a break, I'd love to watch Noah. I want to help." Melissa's voice softens. "Thank you, Patricia. I'd really appreciate that." After the calls and planning, Melissa and Derek walk into the nursery. Derek holds a new family photo. Him, Melissa, and Noah, all smiling. He hands it to Melissa. "Let's hang this up. A fresh start." They find a spot above the rocking chair. Derek hammers in the nail, and Melissa hangs the frame. They stand back, arms around each other, looking at the photo. Melissa whispers, "We can do this." Derek nods. Together, the nursery feels different now. Brighter, warmer, full of hope. The rocking chair creaks as they sit side by side. Noah sleeping in Derek's arms. Melissa leans her head on Derek's shoulder. "Thank you for coming back to us." He kisses her forehead. "I'm not going anywhere." Jasmine peeks in, smiling at the sight. "Now that's a team." Melissa laughs, her heart lighter. For the first time since Noah's birth, she feels like herself again. The family photo glows in the morning light, a symbol of their renewed commitment and the promise of better days ahead. The days begin to feel lighter. Melissa and Derek move through the house together, sharing nighttime feedings and diaper changes. Some nights are still hard, but now they laugh about spilled bottles and late-night lullabies. Derek rocks Noah to sleep in the old chair, Melissa curled up beside him with a blanket. The chair creaks, but now it's a warm, happy sound. On Fridays, they order pizza and spread out on the living room floor. Noah gurgles in his playpen, while Jasmine and Patricia join in for movie night. Derek jokes about his diaper-changing skills, and everyone laughs. Melissa looks around at her family and friends, her heart full. Each small victory, Noah's first real smile, a full night's sleep, a quiet moment together, feels like a win. Melissa's confidence grows. She finds herself singing again, dancing with Noah in the kitchen, and even taking time for herself. Derek becomes a hands-on dad, proud to show off his new tricks. One evening, Melissa sits in the nursery, watching Derek rock Noah. She smiles, remembering those lonely nights and how far they've come. The rocking chair, once a symbol of her exhaustion, now holds all three of them, rocking gently as a family. Melissa's voice comes in, soft and hopeful. There was a time when I thought I had to carry it all alone, but I learned that real strength is asking for help and letting people in. Forgiveness, teamwork, and love can turn even the hardest nights into new beginnings. If you're struggling, don't be afraid to reach out. Sometimes the people you need are just waiting for you to ask. The camera lingers on the rocking chair, now filled with laughter and love, a true symbol of unity and hope. If this story touched you, please give it a like and share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe for more real-life, emotional stories. And if you know someone who needs a reminder that asking for help is a sign of strength, please share this video with them. Your support means so much to us.